Hey guys, what is going on? Today's video is pretty special. I partnered with SainSmart and they sent me this Genmitsu 3018 desktop router. They wanted me to build it, try it out, and let you know what I think about it. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna unbox this thing, put it together, and see how it does. Here we go. All right guys, so the cool thing about this box is that I did some research on it, and it is a desktop CNC machine that I believe, I'm not entirely sure because they sent this to me, I believe it also comes with an offline controller, which is pretty amazing. The other cool thing about this is it says that it takes about 20 minutes to put together. I got my phone out. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get it unboxed and I'm gonna lay everything out, and then I'm gonna start my timer and really check it to see how long it takes to put together. I did some research, and on Amazon, there is really good reviews on this thing. I mean, here, let me click here. On Amazon right now, it is running $299, which is an amazing price for an entry-level CNC. The working space on this CNC is not big at all. It's not really massive. You're not gonna get a ton of space like I was on my Fox Alien Masseter Pro or anything like that. You're gonna get about 11.5 inches by a 7.5 inch working space with a 40 millimeter space in between your working area and your end mill. Let me show you something real quick. So this right here is my 40 millimeter spacer that I use for my laser engraver. This is a 40 millimeter exactly from top to bottom. So right there, you could see it's 40 millimeters. Put that up to my finger and you could see it's about that much space. So I could put some pieces of wood up to 40 millimeters in between the deck or the wasteboard area and your bit. Now, if you add a wasteboard to this, you're gonna lose a little bit of that space. It might jump to maybe 35 millimeters of working space, depending how thick your wasteboard is, if you even use a wasteboard. If you're gonna cut all the way through, highly recommend getting a wasteboard. If you're only doing like engraving on the top, you really don't need a wasteboard. So I'm gonna put this back. There is a lot of good reviews on this on Amazon. Great to learn CNC without shelling out for a large machine. The best little CNC you can buy. Great entry-level system. Super fun CNC. Fantastic moneymaker. A great, easy to assemble GRBL based router. Easy to convert to laser, which is awesome. If you want, you can eventually buy a little laser and attach it to it as well, which I highly recommend you do. So the other good thing is this is a non-belt drive system. There is no belts to this. It's all screw based. So basically the gantry, the XYZ axis, they all run on a continuous screw. So you don't have to worry about belts or anything like that. With that being said, let's go ahead and open this thing up, take all the parts out and see if we can get this assembled within about 20 minutes or less. All right, here we go. All right, right here comes with the offline controller, which is awesome. Guys, this is really cool. Check this out. This is actually a poster that they send that comes with all of your settings. Like it'll tell you your specifications, what you're cutting, and the millimeters and the bit type, and you can scan this QR code to order end mills. This is actually really cool. I'm actually gonna put this up somewhere in the workshop. This is cool, I like this. Now that we got everything laid out over here, what I'm gonna do is just kind of review the instructions for a couple minutes before we continue on. I just wanna make sure that I kind of have a good mindset of how to put this together. It's gonna be very easy. There's only really 4 pieces that you need to do and then 2 plugs. I'm pretty sure that I can probably figure this out without even using the instructions. But without that being said, let's go ahead and get this thing assembled right now, because in about 2 seconds, I'll be right back. Here we go.
2 seconds later.
All right, guys, now that I read these instructions, which are absolutely fantastic, might I add, they're 100% color. They give you step-by-step instructions. No. They give you step-by-step instructions, super easy. The little box that everything comes with is labeled with what is what. For instance, these are the M6 bolts. This is the Z Pro kit, which it comes with the Z Pro kit, which is awesome. So with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna go ahead and get this thing installed real quick. Let's go ahead and do it right now. Here we go. All right, guys, so I'm not sure if you saw that, but check this out. I haven't taken it off. 15 minutes and 8 seconds. Now, I did stop the timer once to move the camera angle so that I can get you guys a little bit better camera angle of putting the sides together, but then I started it right away, and 15 minutes and 8 seconds, so 5 minutes faster, and I might have even been able to do it a little bit faster if I wasn't recording, but yeah, so I'm super easy to put together. The only thing I need to do now is we need to put an end mill in here, and it does come with, of course, your piece to screw onto the top. There is the 1/8 inch collet that it comes with, and it also comes with some V-carve bits. Let's go ahead and put one of these in here. So this takes a micro SD card. What I'll do is I'll transfer that file to a micro SD card, and then we'll go ahead and get it, get this thing tested out and carved out. So, all right, when we come back, we'll go ahead and have this thing ready to go. All right, so we got our offline controller. Let's go ahead and take this off right here. We have our little cable. Let's go ahead and just plug this into that. We're going to hook up the Z probe that it comes with, and we're also going to hook up the offline controller. So let's go back there and get that hooked up. Now that we're at the back of this unit here, this is where everything plugs into. Right here behind these cords, this is where the offline controller will connect. So you just come back here, reach in here. It's a little tight, but not too bad. Plug in the offline controller. Come over here with your Z probe, and you could see this little yellow section right here. That is where the Z probe connects to. All right, right here, this is the power. So we're going to hook in the power, and this is your USB port, which we're not going to be using because we're not going to connect to a computer. We're just going to connect directly into the machine. All right, guys, now that we went ahead and got the Z Pro plugged in, I decided to move on over to the little work area where we're going to hook this up and use it. Unfortunately, I do not have a micro SD card for the offline controller to use right now, so we're not going to use this offline controller to use it. So I brought it over to here, and I got it hooked up to my laptop and got it installed with Easel. I use Easel Pro, so we're going to be using that. I created a quick little file, but what we're going to do is basically just kind of disconnect this. Let me show you real quick how this works. So this is very simple. I don't have an SD card in here, but basically select just goes up and down and it selects both. So like you could do your settings right here. We're not going to change any of that for right now. So let's just go back. It's going to hit data save. Let's go ahead and go into program. This is where you can turn on and off your spindle. If you go down, you can probe it at this point. This is where you would home it. You can do homing. Also, you can set your 0. So if I wanted to move this around, you can see I'm controlling the unit. And then I can set this as the new 0 location, so you would just hit enter. Unfortunately, again, I don't have a project, so if I were to hit project, it's going to show no file. So we're going to go ahead and disconnect this for now. Let's go ahead and disconnect this, and then we're going to go ahead and use the Easel Pro to do a test cut and see how this thing does. I have a new bit in here, just a V-carb bit, and then we're going to go ahead and put this poplar on, and we're going to go ahead and just try this out. So let's go ahead and do it. All right, guys, that is it. That is a video. Thanks so much to SainSmart for sending me the Genmitsu 3018 CNC machine. Really awesome of you. Honestly, for a desktop CNC machine, if you've never done any kind of CNCing before and you just want to get into it at a really low price, this is an awesome kit to get. Comes with everything you need. Comes with end mills. Comes with an offline controller. Super easy to use that offline controller. It does not come with any pieces of wood, but you can pretty much find this stuff anywhere, and it engraved. Thanks for watching pretty easily. I got to work with some of the settings because I really don't do V-carve engraving that often, so I just kind of made this really quick, and I just didn't really mess around with the depths. I just wanted to try it out. It seemed to be pretty good. The motor is super quiet. It's just a really good overall starter machine. If you just want to get into it, get Easel Pro. That way you can hook this thing up. It just works flawlessly. It took me about 5 minutes to set up in Easel Pro. Easel already recognized this as a CNC machine. They already had one on file, so you could just click on SainSmart, then go to the Genmitsu Prover, and it'll just recognize it right away. It's going to ask you a couple settings, do a little test, and it's good to go. Don't forget also to go in the link in the description and check out our merch. That way you can help support the channel. We definitely will be having some hats very soon on our website, so stay tuned for that. All right, guys, that is it. Until that next video, make sure y'all do one thing. Stay awesome. We'll see you on the next one. Bye. All right, guys, that is it. That is the Genmitsu. All right, guys, that is it. That is the SainSmart Genmitsu. All right, guys, that is it. That is the SainSmart Genmitsu 3018. Okay, say that time.